My name is Gareth Moore. I'm a bartender here at 7 Grand San Diego, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Chancellor Cocktail. Now, generally speaking, the Chancellor Cocktail is concocted with a blended Scottish whiskey, but today, because I'm a French from Suntory, I get to use the Yamazaki 12-year, which is going to be a little more full-bodied than your average blended Scotch whiskey, and in my opinion, it's also one of the more accessible and better whiskeys that you can get on the open market right now. Unlike the Yamazaki 12-year, which has a fairly storied history, being the first whiskey to be produced on the island of Japan, the Chancellor Cocktail is a relative unknown. Its history is a little more obscure. We know that it came into prominence around the turn of the 20th century and then died out very quickly once Prohibition was enacted. We don't know if it came from Scotland and made its way over here to the US or if it was originally put together in the US. Once Prohibition came down, the Chancellor Cocktail never really regained the prominence that it had prior to Prohibition, and so it has lived in the shadows of the cocktail world since then. It's a relatively simple cocktail. It's 2 ounces of base spirit. Again, today we're going to be using the Yamazaki 12-year. 1 ounce of the Barolo Cinato, which is a fortified red wine. A ½ ounce of dry vermouth, or for me before I started bartending, it's the clear vermouth. And then 2 heavy dashes of orange bitters. So let's move on to building the actual cocktail. It's built in a stirring glass, stirred to dilution, and then served up in a coupe. And we're going to start with the orange bitters. At 7 Grand, we use a house-made orange bitters, thanks to our bar manager, Jay. And then we'll start from smallest proportion size to largest proportion size. So the dry vermouth is going to be next. Then the fortified red, 1 ounce of that. And then moving on to the base spirit of the cocktail, the Yamazaki 12-year, 2 ounces. Add ice, and then I'm going to stir that to dilution. Generally speaking, 20 to 30 seconds of stirring should get the job done, but it also depends on the ice program you're using. We use cold draft, so it takes a little while longer. It also depends on the environment, how long the ice has been out, etc. So that's kind of based on whoever's constructing the drink. And then because the cocktail is being served in dilution and then served, you want to serve it in a chilled glass so it stays cold for longer. And then for the nose, a little orange zest. And you have your Chancellor Cocktail. Cheers.